Okay, so now we're going to talk about basic multitasking. Multitasking is super fun because you can get the robot to do multiple functions at the same time, sort of take a culmination of all the stuff I've taught you up to this point, and then do them simultaneously. There's some tips around that. Now I'm going to leave this here because I want this to be my start of when I start multitasking. So my robot's going to run forever until it detects blue. I'll use this blue thing to get it detected, and then it's going to move into my multitasking. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to select all of these items here. I'm going to move them up nice and neatly into the top corner here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to start my multitasking. So I want my robot to do more than one thing at once. I want it to do movements, I want the display to do something, and I would also like some sound involved in that. So it's dead simple how to multitask. The one tip I will say though is that you want to keep your actions on separate streams. For example, you don't want to have a movement block mixed with a sound or display block for the multitasking part. And the reason is because if you were to put a movement block here and then also have movement block here, and when it comes time to run that program, then your robot's not going to recognize which one it should do. It's going to be like, well, do you want me to do this or this? And then it just won't do anything. So you'll see what I mean in a second. So to multitask is really neat. What you do is you take the end of wherever you want the multitasking thing to start. In this case, it's going to be like a dance. You take it out of the end of the last function that you did, and you start your multitasking. Why did I put it down here? Why did I stretch it out instead of just connecting it? Well, here's why. Because I'm also going to want my sounds to happen, and I'm going to have some sound here. And I'm going to go ahead and drag out another thing, just endless amounts of connections to this one. So now, at the same time as this is running, this is also going to be happening as well, whatever I decide that to be. And so I have a movement section, I have a sound section, and I'm going to also have a display section. Drag another one out, just like magic, and connect that. And then I'm going to go ahead and put also, maybe I'll do some flashing lights here, something like that. And I'll drag yet another one out from that one spot. They're all coming out from here because I want them all to happen after the motor turns off here. So what do I have going on right now? Well, not much because I have to configure things the way I want them to do. So I'm going to want to do some turning. So I'm going to make this -50. And I'm going to do a very basic multitasking. So I'm going to just make for this 4 rotations. And now I can add other movement blocks on here if I want, straight for 1. And then maybe what I'll do is I'll have it at -50 for the next one so that it goes back to where it started. It's almost like symmetry. You know how one side of a circle is that if you cut a line down the center, then it can flip over on itself. I like my things to be symmetrical because then I know where the robot's going to sort of end up. Now, I might not need multiple sound ones because I'm going to make my own sound. I think I like doing my own sound. So I'm going to go up to Tools, Sound Editor, and then I'm going to go ahead and record. Oomps, 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 oomps. Oh, the recording stopped on me for some reason. I don't know why. But I'll go ahead and save it, because it was very short for some reason. And I'm going to call it, I don't know, oomps. I don't know how you spell that. Maybe mumps. And I'm going to press OK. And I'm going to exit out. And so now when I go to here, I should be able to go to Project Sounds. And there's mumps. And then, you know what? That's not going to be enough mumps for my dance. So I'm actually going to go ahead and select it to make it blue. And I'm going to copy it. And then, booyah, I'm going to go ahead and paste it right here. And then I'll make it double the length. So now, when I play it, it will run twice through. And it's still configured the same way and everything like that. Very handy. And if I had a super long thing, guess what? I could go ahead and highlight both of these and copy both of them and paste them, and I could have a long stream of my mumps. Or I can add, of course, different sounds. And then now I'm on my display. I want my display to do something. Well, guess what I need here? Can anybody tell me? I'm going to give you a second. It's in this section here. If it's on the screen, you need to tell it how long to be there. So I need the wait block. I'm going to go ahead and get the wait block out. I'm going to set it for however long I want my display thing to happen. Let's say I want the display to be 3 seconds each. and I'm going to select knocked out eyes. And then I'm going to go ahead and highlight both of these because I want more things. And I'm going to go to edit and copy, and I'm going to select right there, and I'm going to put paste, and I'm going to go ahead and drag them over. And I'm going to change this to, let's see, angry eyes. And then, so he's going to look cool there. And then, of course, I could go ahead and paste more if I wanted, like there. And, yep. And then I could go ahead. Let's click off to the side to unselect it. And I'll select, let's see, something got to be crazy eyes. Sweet. And so while my mumps are going and my motor's moving and twirling and grooving, then I also want my lights to work. And because they are something that needs to happen for a specified amount of time, I drag the wait block out there. I'm going to put this at like 8 seconds, hey, like 4. And I want a different color to happen too, but I'm too lazy to drag all those blocks out. So I'm just going to go ahead and select these two. And I'm going to go to edit and copy and paste one more time. There's shortcuts you can use. They are right beside them at the top. You'll see right here. See, copy has that. You do the Command C, and the command is right there by the space bar on the keyboard. And if you hold Command and then C, then you copy. And if you hold Command and then V, then you paste. And so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to try Control or Command V. And that's on Macs. It's actually Control C and Control V on PCs. I'll select a different color here, red, and then I'll select a different color here, and green. So I should see yellow, red, and green blinking lights while my eyes are going nuts on the machine, and my sound is happening to the robot, and it's moving and twirling and grooving. Oh my gosh. Well, you won't be able to see the display or hear much probably, but I'll show you how the actions work just to make sure it works. First of all, it needs to be triggered by the color blue. So I'm going to put that there. And as soon as it hits that blue, you should see some magic. All right. All right, so let me show you what's going on the screen. Oops. When I play that for you again, just to show you, to prove to y'all that the multitasking is happening and you can hear the sounds. Oh, blue. Crazy eyes. Okay, and there you go. That's how you do multitasking. You can multitask anything as long as you try to keep it coordinated. Now, just for giggles, let's go ahead and see what happens if I put a motor block here for one rotation. What's going to happen there, do you think? Well, it's still going to be triggered by the color blue. Let's see if the motor keeps running. Oh, it will, because I put it after the sound. So I'm going to stop that. I'm going to stop that. I put it after the sound, and that's so long, so I need to put it somewhere. Let's say I had it here by accident. Okay, let's see what would happen then. Uh-oh. Well, it stopped there. And it's supposed to happen after the display thing. I don't know if it worked or not. It's very confusing to have all that in there. So I definitely recommend having all of the movement stuff separate, and then having all the other things sort of nicely organized. Anyway, multitasking.